everyone. This is Adam Quiney, and today what I'm going to talk about is a kind of a distinction or a concept that a client and I came up with in partnership on our call today. My client, he works in the area of productivity. He often does a lot of coaching in productivity, and we were kind of looking at how he shows up, how that goes for him, and what that looks like. And for full disclosure, I was also I've been into productivity for most of my life. I was a project manager before I got into law and coaching, and big into getting things done, the David Allen methodology. I was always looking at life hacking and ways to do things more efficiently. And what we started to notice was that people that love productivity, what they're really doing is, without any sort of deeper ontological work, any deeper look at how they're being, they tend to be getting better at doing what they already know how to do. What they're really getting better at doing is they're getting better at saying yes to more things. That's kind of the way productivity works. So we figure out how to accomplish our tasks faster. We create a better queue. We can move things through the queue quicker. And that way we clear stuff off our plate faster. The tendency is that a lot of people drawn to productivity are also drawn to saying yes to stuff. They say yes to a lot of things for various reasons, and increasing their productivity allows them to say yes to more stuff. And so what the dynamic that happens is they don't look at that deeper reason. Why am I saying yes to so much stuff? Instead, they just continue to say yes to a lot of stuff, and they move it through faster. And most of the people that really want to develop productivity, there's a deeper experience they want. They want to become more productive so they can move stuff off their plate, so they can have an experience of peace, of joy, of ease in their life. The problem is that they're not actually creating that. What they're creating is, it's kind of like being on a treadmill and learning how to run even faster. So they take these productivity tips and they apply them, those that are disciplined. They apply them and they start to move forward even quicker. And now they're able to say yes to even more stuff. So they're saying yes to more stuff comes in and they accomplish more. The trouble is that they're not actually moving closer to what they desire. Now it's like they're running on that treadmill faster. They're in that hamster wheel running even faster and even faster. They're more efficient at it, but they don't actually want to be running on that treadmill in the first place. And so what we really got to in this conversation, this really powerful coaching conversation that we were having, was that true productivity comes from the no. The real, and that sounds kind of, some people hear that and think, well, that's dumb. Like, you're telling me that if I want to be more productive, I just got to stop doing so much. That's the opposite of productivity. But it's actually not, because there's always a reason we want productivity, and it's rarely because we want to accomplish more stuff. Most people want to be more productive so they can move through their workday and get stuff done. But there's a reason they want to get stuff done, and that's usually some kind of like, I want to be able to spend my time relaxing more, or I want to be able to put my time more towards the things that really matter to me. I want to be able to create time where I just get to sit with my family. And if I can move through this stuff faster, then that'll work. And that's actually what comes from the no, from saying no to certain things, from being willing to push back. That actually creates the real shift. And it's not to say that the things you are saying yes to wouldn't benefit from you increasing your productivity. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking productivity as a whole. I'm just suggesting that for most people that tend to be productivity junkies, there's a reason we want productivity, and that tends to be because we say yes to so much. We're like, wow, there's so many things on my plate, I gotta move through them. And rather than really taking a step to look kind of deeper down at, hey, what is it that has me continually have so much on my plate? Why do I keep saying yes to so much? We don't ever actually dig down to that. We just noticed, wow, there's tons on my plate. I need to become more productive. I need to figure out how to move this stuff off my plate. And without actually looking at that deeper thing, all you're really doing is speeding up the rate at which you move stuff onto and off of your plate. That really never creates any kind of different experience. It just has you speed up the experience you currently have. So productivity comes from the no. There's a couple of ways you can practice this. You can just notice how often you say yes. just take like a piece of paper and mark what I would call a hash list. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you cross hatch it. Just mark that. Keep track over the course of a week, every day. How many times did I say yes? And also track how many times you said no. And just see, are you surprised by that? Was that a surprising number for you, or is that about what you thought? Sometimes even just noticing this can be really powerful, can really reveal a lot. Another practice you can take on is to, instead of just diving into being more productive, actually drill down with yourself and really ask yourself, well, why do I want to be more productive? My client and I were looking at this, and we deduced that this might be something really powerful for him to ask his clients. Hey, why? Very first question they come in, they're like, help me be more productive. He saw like, wow, if I started to ask them, well, why? Why do you want to be more productive? Right out of the gate, he might be able to shortcut all that, right? Because certainly he's going to work with them to increase their productivity. But there might also be a bunch of stuff that they want in addition, or through. They're kind of hoping, if I become more productive, I could have this other stuff. And the beauty of that is he can shortcut it. Maybe they don't need to be as productive as they think they do. Maybe all they need to do is to remove some stuff off their plate, or reprioritize, or something like that. So remember that. Productivity comes from the no. That's where true productivity is. And what really matters is looking at what you want to be productive for. If you were able to be really productive, what is the experience of life that would give you? What are you really gunning for? That's where the gold lies. Take care.